Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we'll take a look at the 1997 Toyota MRS Motor Show version, aka the MR2 or MRS concept car. Another Toyota concept car in this game, which is a little bit redundant because they added the standard version of the car in the game already. That's what this is. This one especially hurts because this MRS show version is not the fantastic peppermint green one they showed off. This one is silver and kind of boring looking. But nevertheless, that's what we got. This is my favourite generation of MR2, or MRS, even though it's the only generation of MRS, but sure. This is my favourite. I love the ZZW30, I think this chassis generation was called. I just think it looks really cool. It almost looks a little bit futuristic. It was just my favourite. You know, a lot of people prefer the SW20 because it had all the power. People prefer the AW11 because it was wedgy and weird. But no, this one's my favourite, as much as they sort of cheaped out on it. I think this was the one that got closest to the vision of the midship runabout, if you will. In terms of this one, it's our first MRS to go around. There's only two of them in the game. There's this one and the S edition, which we'll get to later. This one isn't going to do the MR2 name much good, which is a name that doesn't really need sullying because they're not very quick around here. And this one especially is not going to be very quick around here because the concept car gets virtually no upgrades. Mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, 165 horsepower, 892 kilos. It is light, which is good, but beyond that, there's not really much upside to this one. This car is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Mitsubishi GTO LM Edition 99. That car's at a time of 27.017. This one's going to be lucky to get within 5 seconds of that best time. In terms of where this is going to go, the slowest MR2 we've had is the MR2 G Limited. And that car set a time of 32.174. That had 300 horsepower. This doesn't. So if it gets close to that, that is going to be embarrassing for this. I'm trying to think of other sort of cars that have gone around. 82 Corvette, 32.6. I don't even think this is going to get into 32s. I think 33.3 is where the Mitsubishi Galant VRG sets, which is a truly appalling vehicle. If this can get close to that, no wait, the VRG towings are 32.5. Looking down, AutoZam AZ1, 33.340. We can probably do that. There's a lot of cars that are going to be quicker than this. Fortunately, MR2 fans, I think this is the slowest it's going to get. Admittedly, I haven't got much hope for the 99 production car, the S Limited either, but I'm hoping it does a little bit better than this probably will. This has mid-engine car issues, which, well, obviously all mid-engine cars have, but this one amplifies those issues that I talk about every time I drive one of these, where the front end sort of wanders off and understeers because there's no weight to really push it down. They're not particularly good in the bumps. They are very controlled in the bends, which is good. They need to have an upside, and I suppose that is an upside. But yeah, on the whole, they're not particularly fantastic. 32.620, that is actually quite quick. Maybe that Galant is in our sights on this one. It's just trying to get it to behave through corners like that. And the other thing with this as well is because it's such a slow vehicle, it's trying to maintain momentum for as long as you can. Because if you sort of drop momentum, you're going to have a torrid time trying to pick it back up again. The gearbox is really sweet in this though. The ratios are excellent actually for what we're doing today. In case you're wondering, out of the two Toyota concept cars, the Celica also makes absolutely no power, and that has done better than this, so that's something. That's set like a 31.7. So this one's definitely the slower of the two. Admittedly, that still equals more like 200 horsepower, whereas this is obviously not. And that also was front-wheel drive, which this also isn't, which is admittedly a benefit around this course. Anyways, obviously we crashed on that final one, but even then, it's still not as slow as that Subaru 360 around there. 32.515, it's actually quite respectable. That is quicker than I was expecting this to be. That actually puts it right around some interesting names, so yeah, not bad for the little MRS, considering it has a power deficit. Like, there's no getting around that. I mean, you can see there, 114 kilometers an hour. That is about 70 miles an hour. That's quicker than I was expecting this to get up to, but not by much, admittedly. Yeah, 32.515 will place this into 369th. Nice place. Goes in between the Honda CRX Del Sol VGI and the Galant VRG Touring, so lots of Vs in this sort of section of the leaderboard. It is quicker than an 82 Corvette. It's quicker than the Altec's AS200, which admittedly that had an awful gearbox in it. Quicker than a Vivio, quicker than the Honda Z Turbo, which is kind of a beat. In fact, this is, in case you're curious, this is about 3 seconds quicker than every Honda Beat we've had. So there you go, stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Slightly slower than the Mini Cougar XR7, Mini Cadangan. I mean, it's slower than the Cappuccino, but not by much. I mean, it's worth remembering cars like the Cappuccino, the Del Sol, it beat the Corvette. All of these cars have, like, more power than this. So this is essentially just a normal car that's sort of been put back a bit, whereas these key cars can sometimes weigh up to 200, 300 kilograms lighter than this. And they're still not as quick. So I'd class that as a win for the little MRS Spider. And the interesting thing as well, another interesting thing to put on top of this, is it's only about 0.3 down on the MR Spider and the MR2G Limited. It's only 0.5 down on the MGF. It's only half a second off of that, and the MGF had double the power of this, basically. So it's not bad. I mean, this with some more power, it could be good. So that is, I suppose, a good sign for the S Edition MRS, which I am looking forward to driving at some point in the future. Anyways, that is it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll drive something completely different. Until then, farewell.